Hi, Arnie's here, and today we're going to focus on our lower body mobility. Your hips, your knees, and your ankles. All three combined makes a huge difference the way we move, the way we perform the exercises. We're going to start with your hip mobility. So first of all, we need to get into stance. So you put your feet just under your hips in the same line. We're going to lift your right, so you're going to focus your body weight onto your left. Bring your right knee forward, hold it there for a little bit, push it to the side, just open up, but keep the thigh straight, so it's a parallel to the floor. Then push it a little bit back, rotate, hold it, and put it down there. Simple exercise we're gonna do with the left hand side. So lift the knee up, rotate to the left, bend the ankle, put both knees together and release. We're going to repeat a few more times on each leg. Rotate and down. Left, out. Good. Try now to do in a nice fluid exercise without the breaking down. So we're going to lift, turn and back. There we go. Lift, turn and a few more times. Let's continue the warm-up. Put your legs out, just a little bit wider than your shoulders. We're going to turn out the feet, your right foot out, but we're going to keep the left facing that forward. Bring the toes towards yourself, push the toes forward, slam them onto the floor, and do the same with your left. So lift, twist, push, and out. That's it. So what we're looking now is to lift your toes towards you, towards the ceiling, push it down, up, rotate, and the other side. Good. So what we're trying to do is rotate from your hip and release up and all the way down. So your ankle gets a little bit movement and your hip. Just make sure you rotate from your hip rather than your moving body first. We want to rotate the hip and work on your ankle. Before we go any further, we need to make sure our muscles are warmed and primed. That connects our joints together. Feet together, ankles, knees together. Micro bend your knees, adjust your chest forward, look straight forward, and just go down into half of the squat. Up and down. Okay, if you can go a little bit deeper, feel free. Common mistake: if your hips and knees not allowing you to do, you'll automatically collapse forward. Now this is completely separate exercise. We don't want to do this. What we want to do, we want to push the chest up and sit. That's it. We're looking to do between 10 to 15 repetitions. After you finish your 10-15 repetitions, legs wider. So now your shoulder width, and we're going to go slightly deeper. Now we're not aiming here for the speed. We're aiming for the alignment and the warm-up. Things to look at here is the alignment. So your ankle, your knee, and your hip. If your knee's collapsing inside, push them out. If they're going a little bit over than your ankle, then just keep an eye on them to put all in line. Remember, hips, knees, and ankles. 10 to 15 of just the usual squats. After you finish, one more round of squats. Put legs slightly wider than your shoulders. Extend your knees to start with and rotate your feet outwards. Slowly sinking down. And as soon as you feel a bit of a tension, you come up. Common mistakes again. When we go down here, you will start feeling that your knees are collapsing inside. Now we don't want this one because your knee automatically going out. Show the side view. So your knee already going over your ankle. What we want to do is to keep the inline, knee and your ankle. So this is a great example of how you're putting inline and how it goes off outline. Yes, see the difference? So we want to engage your glutes at the same time. That will help you to pull the knees outwards. If your glutes are sleeping, your knees will collapse. 10 to 15 repetitions. Let's start with a simple hip rotation exercise. Drop down onto your mat. Lay back on your back. Right leg up. Block over your left knee. One hand just above your left ankle and your right hand just on the right knee. Now your head, you can push it down and relax. And let's push it down by gentle push your knee that way. So push it out, hold for a few seconds and release. Now in this exercise you might start feeling there's loads of happening in your body. The first thing you might find, by pushing your knee, you've got a slight stretch in your oblique side of your body, connecting all the way down to your hip flexors. If that's happening, try to keep it a little bit longer, extend your right elbow and keep it there. Good. When you progress in this stretch, when you push the knee out, with the left hand, lightly pull the ankle towards you. So you're pulling that way and you're pushing that way. So just lengthening and deepening the stretch. Again, try not to bounce. I'll hold it for a few seconds and let go. Good. Let's swap. Same thing, just starting gently by pressing the knee down. Good. Again, focus on which muscle needs a little bit more attention. And once you feel comfortable, with the right hand, pull the ankle back, and with your left, push the knee down a little bit. Good. Right, second exercise. Lay back on your back and extend both of your legs. Bring the right knee up and bring towards your chest. Wrap with your arms around and just give a little gentle pull towards your chest. Good. Bring it to the straight line. Left hand over your right knee and just slowly rotate towards the left side. Don't rush to put your knee down on the floor. I know you can. What we focusing is to keep the right shoulder rounded. So some people will be more flexible than the other ones. Some people will be able to maintain the shoulder all the way down and knee over here. But we're focusing on a different range of motion. So shoulder grounded and slowly rotate and pull your knee down. Now do it gently here with every breath out. So breathe in here and breathe out and slowly gentle pull. So take time in this exercise. Don't force it. And you will start feeling how your muscles will start relaxing in your hip. And then maybe you will start feeling that you're okay to touch the floor with your knee. If you don't touch it, don't worry. Everyone is different. Right, slowly rotate back. Give a gentle pull. And extend. Repeat the same on your left. Pull it towards you. Good. Right over your left. Left shoulder now is grounded. And rotate. you will feel that one side it's more flexible than the other side. That's completely normal. So remember, with every exhale, you relax your body and you progress within the stretch. Don't do the other way around. So it's really hard to do it to start with. Okay, all the way back. Pull it, extend it. Now both legs over. Give a little roll forwards, and let's move on to exercise number 3. Right, your next one is a well-known position. It's a lotus, but not a full lotus, not a yoga lotus, but we're just gonna do an easier version of the lotus. So put your heels and put your base of the foot together, and I want you to hold your toes, and it's just a gentle move from side to side by pushing your knees down. But at the same time, while you're holding your toes, open the chest, sink in your shoulders. Now you've got a bit of a tension in your body, but with the breathing, I want you to slow down and relax, but really focus on releasing those hips. Gentle nudges. Good. Now come down to complete stillness. And with every exhalation, relax your knees and just let them drop. If it drops all the way down, well done. If it doesn't, just progress. If you want a little bit more, put your hands in between your knees. Just give them a little push. So your elbows pushes out, just give them a little bit, but maintain the upright position. Let's move on. The next one is called the frog. I really do like this exercise. It does challenge me every single time I do it, but your muscles will thank you later. So if you come down on all fours to start with. Now your hips slightly relaxed after the first few exercises. I want you to put your knees out, a little bit wider stance, and try to bring your big toes together. I want you to inhale and come forward a little bit, and you'll start feeling there's a lot of pressure going into your lower spine. If that's the case, I want you to come down onto your elbows and push a little bit forwards. So as you come forward, your hips will start opening. You might start feeling that your big toes separating, going the other way around. So try to connect them together and just spend a bit of time in here. Bring back onto your hands and walk back all the way down and sit back. Now remember, everyone is different, so you might be that you will stop here, or it might be that you'll go all the way down. And slowly come forwards onto your elbows, drop your hips down. So I want you to go into this nice little fluid movement all the way out. So you've got two options here: keep your hands up, or you go down onto your elbows and you come up and you sit back. Great exercise. Right, next one is a kneeling lunge. You will need some extra padding for your knees. If you got extra thick mats, that will be great. If you want a double, triple, or quadruple, it's absolutely fine. Even anything soft you find will be great. Right, so we're going to start by putting your leg forwards, one of the legs forwards, and the other one just back on your knee. Simple exercises. We're going to go down again. So you're going to rest your chest onto your thigh to start with, support with your hands, and with every single exhalation, relax and focus on your hip. Now your hip flexors will be tight in this position, and if you focus on them releasing on that exhalation, you'll start feeling that you start sinking in a little bit. Good. Great. Now spend in that position between 15 to 30 seconds. Release a little bit and come forward again. And release. Good. Now we want to push your hip flexor and your quads a little bit further. So this leg is nice and straight. The back is straight, and this is where I said you may need an extra padding. Bend. If you've got your left leg forward, bend your right. And just gently pull the back leg towards your buttocks. And same thing, I want you to lower yourself down, relax your quads, relax your hip, and sink in. If you need to support with your hands, if not here. And sink in. Every time you breathe out, you come forward. Great exercise. Slowly, and we're gonna swap. First, unroll, rest onto the chest, rest your chest onto your thighs. With few little releases. Let's do one more time. Usually do between 15 to 30 seconds each round. Now reach for the leg. Gently pull. Open the chest. And remember, focus on your hip. Now your hip flexor will be shouting a little bit at you. Just ignore it. If your knee is a little bit too painful, again, increase the padding. And if it's still too painful, maybe you just skip this exercise then. Right, and we release. And let's move on. Okay, we've got 2 more left. And we've got a very important exercise that somehow we don't really do it. It's the internal rotation of your hip. We always do out into the middle, but we don't really do internal rotation of your hip. Now we're gonna do this. At first it may look a bit painful and impossible, but hey ho, that's how your body is designed to move all possible ways. We will need to go into the squat position. Once you go into the squat position, I want you to drop the knee forward, just on the side of your foot. It will feel unnatural. And come back. Same with your left. So just drop. You'll start feeling that your hip is a little bit unhappy about you. And come back again. Drop it. So if you keep your foot in that position, you don't really do a rotation. Now if you slowly drop your foot down, the rotation will happen in your hip. And after a few of those uncomfortable movements, you start feeling that your hip is slightly relaxed and have got a bit more motion to do it. If you can, you always support with your hands. Got a bit of a dodgy this side, so be careful the way you move, because your knee will thank you here as well. For more advanced, you can keep your arms up here and go from squat to the squat position, and you will feel all the muscles around will start firing as well. Take your time. Maybe you need to spend a little bit more time in here. Maybe think about the ankle and release the ankle first. Maybe knees or maybe hips. Good. Now if you need to have more breaks in these exercises, that's absolutely brilliant. Let's move on to our last one. Right, we down to the last exercise. One of my favorite exercises is the pigeon pose. So I want you to come down into the high plank position. Right leg pushes forwards, or right knee push forwards, and you drop it down on the floor. Now there are different positions in this, and you need to really go into your own capabilities and what your body says to you. So Originally, we should be putting the knee down and your feet should come out. Now, lots of people can't do this, so I would suggest you to keep your leg just slightly angled. Well, what you're trying to do, you're trying to stack your hips down. So instead of going on the side, push your shoulders and face forwards. This is your starting position, so keep your spine neutral, look straight forward, and again, with the breathing and breathing out, you relax and you focus now on your hip and on your glutes. Glutes will release your hips. Now, once you start feeling that you're a bit more comfortable in the position, drop down onto your elbows and spend as much time here as you need to. You might start feeling that your hips are relaxing within a couple of seconds. Some of you may feel that you need to spend a little bit longer here. And if you want to progress this, drop down and stay in that position again until it releases. Or you push the leg slightly out, so your knee will start playing, and do the same thing. So from the top, all the way down to your elbows, and all the way down the chest on the thigh. Let's do the other side. Release. Left comes forwards. Push it out a little bit. And between all the positions, chest up, second position down, third one, all the way down. Right, here it is. We have finished the full cycle of releasing your hips, your knees, and your ankles. After you complete the full circle within the recommended times or repetitions, let me know how you feel, and I'll challenge you to do this for 30 days, every single day where you can, and see how much you can improve by doing simple exercises and spending about 10 to 15 minutes every day. See you later, until the next time.